say 2008. 2009.
Well, as you get older, you know.
I was so worried about it, so I finally did it. Now we could go on to 2009.
That's what you get for talking to me.
I know. No. Anyway, Financial Survival, sponsored by Discount Gold and Silver Trading. 800-375-4188. That's 800-375-4188. And make sure you visit our website, discountgoldandsilvertrading.net. discountgoldandsilvertrading.net. And more questions. I got a few coming in, but, folks, we need a few more. At
Come on, get to work, you guys.
What?
Tell them to get to work.
Get to work, you guys. Get those little fingers working on that keyboard of your computer. DiscountGoldandSilver@yahoo.com. DiscountGoldandSilver@yahoo.com. And spot market is 811 at down 980. We have silver down 17 at 1062. We have platinum down $11 at 936, and we have palladium down $2 at 187. And just as this morning, there's a lot of red on the board, except, of course, for the U.S. dollar. And, again, this is Wednesday. And we have Robert Chapman joining us from the International Forecaster. Good afternoon, Bob.
Good afternoon. What did the USDX do today?
It's up 0.30 at 80.47.
What was the big number? 82.47?
84.47.
Yeah. I think this rally will run out of steam here. I think the parameters on that now, and listen carefully to this. We got a low side of 79, 79.5. Got a high side of 88.5. Normally, let's say 79, 88, and you're looking at 9 points. Halfway would be 4.5. So, and this is about halfway. And what am I saying here? Well, I'm saying that you're having what can be considered a dead cat bounce, as it's called nowadays. But it's a correction in a correction. In other words, the dollar went up to 88-something, went down to 79-something, and it's normal it would go back up 30 to 50%, which it's done. Now, I don't think that the dollar is going to plunge here. There's a number of reasons why. But at worst, it will trade between 79 and 88 for the next 3 or 4 months. Now, one of the reasons for that is that if you look at the short-term paper market, there is a zero yield on 1 month paper. The yield is around 0.20 on a 1 year paper. And I'll get these again here in a minute. Now, the 2 year paper is 0.71%. The 10-year Treasury note is 220. Now, what they're doing in here is they're holding the yields down for financing both business, homes, and also making it easy for banks to be able to survive. The 3 month is 0.10. I just missed the other one. Can you imagine that? You hold the paper 3 months, you get 0.10 or 1%. Not very good. And then you switch over and you look at, now, these are the LIBOR rates, which is the London Interbank overnight rate of lending from bank to bank. Now, the 1 month is 0.33%, and the 3 month is 1.08%. That 3 month had been as high as 4 5/8%. And the U.S. Treasury, among other central banks, U.S. Fed, among other central banks, have deliberately driven this down. Now, this 3 month LIBOR rate also is one of the things that the lenders use to base their rates on. So if the rate is down to 1 point something percent on a 3-month paper, down from 4 or 5/8, it means that lenders are going to be lending based upon that rate, that lower rate. Now, I'm getting reports in of 4.5 and 4 5/8 financing, 4 5/8 on the 30-year paper, and 4.5 on the 15-year paper. The radius in there, and this is important, the radius in there is between 4 1/4 and 4 3/4. If you're going to get a new loan, you're going to get your loan rewritten, read the contract carefully and make sure they're not dinging you with a bunch of fees. But if you have a 6 5/8 or a 6 1/4, you want to roll. You want to get a new loan because it'll save you maybe $300 or $400 a month. And in the up-and-coming slaughter that I foresee, that may mean a lot. It may mean the difference between you're being able to keep your home and you're not. So, please, pay close attention. If you thought about rewriting your loan, do it as long as they're not dinging you with a lot of fees. If you can get a 30-year fixed at 4.5 or 5/8, or a 15 at 4 1/4 to 3/8 or a half. Okay, enough said. And so I'm getting back to what I was talking about, the dollar and the interest rates. What's going to happen with interest rates between now and the end of the year, the short end of the rates, 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 year, will be controlled by the Fed. And they have the ability to keep those rates down. They're going to have a very hard time keeping down the 5s, 10s, and those are notes, and the 30-year bond. I don't think they're too concerned about the 30-year because they discontinued and renewed it about a year ago. So it's the 5 and 10s that they're concerned about. Even in the Depression of the 1930s, the 10-year Treasury note never went to 220 where it is today. That shows you the gravity and the seriousness of the situation that we're in. Mark this. I expect that rate to be 4% in the fourth quarter. Now, as those rates rise, and I think the reason that they will rise is a tremendous amount of funding that the United States government has to do, and others within the U.S. structure. And the fact that sooner or later, some of these nations are going to be selling dollars. The average country holds 64.5% of their reserves in U.S. dollars. And that's an awful lot. So I see pressure upward on interest rates starting in September, October. At the same time, I see the dollar trading in that fairly tight range which I described to you. That could last for 3 to 6 months. It's hard to say. But I think I'm more disposed towards 3 months. And, of course, I can change my outlook here from time to time, but you listen to the program so you'll know about it. And, of course, the subscribers will know about it. And so I don't see the dollar getting super weak soon, and I don't see interest rates going up soon. But the damage that this is doing to the American economy is colossal. I mean, we're already up, I think, the extended monies by the Fed and the Treasury Department, I believe we're already up to about 12 to 13 trillion dollars. And by the end of next year, we'll pass 20. And they're never going to get the money back. I mean, this economy, and of course, it is the engine for the whole world economy and has been for so many years, since the Second World War. it's over. And everybody's going to suffer. And as I said earlier, your insurance policy is so important. What is that? Water filter, freeze-dried dehydrated foods, weapons and plenty of ammo and clips, particularly assault weapons. Get rid of your credit card and your revolving debt, and buy gold and silver coins. These are all of the most important things you can do. If you don't do anything else, do that. This thing is drawing into desperate seriousness. This will be a bad, bad year.